Hello everyone, my name is Rain and I am going to be a senior next year. This is one of the first videos I've ever filmed, so I should probably introduce myself. Hello, my name is Rain. I am currently 16 years old and I go to school in Southern California. Today I am going to be packing my bag for senior year. Obviously, it's the summer right now and school hasn't started for me yet, so what's going to be in my backpack is of course going to change throughout the year as I gradually develop senioritis, most likely. For this upcoming school year, I will be reusing my kanken backpack. I don't know how to pronounce it. My backpack from junior year. It is a 17-inch frost green backpack with this really cute checker design I like on the strap, and it also has a laptop sleeve, which is so good. I switched this backpack last year after I left a bag of strawberries in my North Face backpack for 2 months where it kind of rotted and kind of messed up my backpack a little bit, so I switched to this one, and so far this bad boy has served me so well. I always look for water resistant backpacks and this one was really good at that. It kept my books dry all through the rainy seasons of California, even though those are pretty rare, but I really wanted to make sure that even when it sprinkled a little bit, I wouldn't have to worry about my books getting wet, and this backpack accomplished that for me. It's been super comfortable to wear, and the company also focuses on sustainability, which I really care about, and this design is also just chef's kiss. It's simple, but I love it so much, and I can definitely understand the hype over this backpack now. Is the bottom of this backpack a little bit dirty from me throwing it around everywhere at school? Maybe, but am I going to wash it? No, because I only have 1 more year until I go to college, hopefully, and why would I wash my backpack if I only have 1 year left? Anyway, without further ado, let's start with the packing. Hello again, voiceover Rain here. As you can see, I'm wearing different clothes because it was in fact a different day. The first thing I wanted to do was sort through my papers and school supplies from last year, so I sorted my papers into 3 main piles, one being old assignments I don't need anymore, one being papers with a blank side that I could reuse as scratch paper, and one being projects that hold too much sentimental value for me to let go. Since I don't have a place where I can recycle paper near my house, I try to save as much scratch paper as I could. So that means if there was a packet with a blank page on the back, I would rip it from the packet and keep it for future uses. As I was sorting through my papers, I realized how much work I did this past school year. I wrote so many SAQs for A-Push, I did so many math assignments, and it was kind of sad to see all these papers ultimately being thrown away, but you know, keeping them around would only take up more space. Honestly though, I couldn't bring myself to throw away my 2 notebooks of math homework. I'm such a sucker for filling up notebooks, and finishing one just makes me so happy. It gives a sense of accomplishment, it gives me a sense of pride. I mean, I get to see my hard work compiled together. I honestly could not let that feeling go. Next, this is the part I've been looking forward to the most, and that is putting the pins on my backpack. I've collected pins for a very long time, so I sorted through them and picked out a couple that I wanted to put on my backpack because, you know, I've always wanted to be that cool artsy kid at school with the different pins on their backpack, and now I finally can live out my literal dream. I've been wanting to do this for so long, I just haven't gotten around to it, so I figured, hey, it's my senior year, might as well do what I've always wanted to do. And here is the completed backpack. As you can see, I am not very much of a minimalist. I put a lot of pins on here, It's actually not as heavy as I thought it would be because there were all of these YouTubers talking about how they put pins on their backpacks and suddenly, wow, their backpack is 10 times heavier. I don't feel that much of a difference. When I was putting on the pins, they were really hard to put on, which I guess just shows how strong of a material these backpacks are. I'm kind of worried about all the holes in it, but you know what? It's for my serotonin. Are my hands feeling really raw right now? Yes. Is my serotonin a lot higher? Yes, because look at this. I love it so much. I've been collecting pens for so long, and looking at them all in the same place just makes me so happy. Each of them have a little story behind them, and just thinking about that makes me really excited about next year for wearing this backpack and carrying all my memories along with me through school. Sorry about the weird lighting change. It got dark really fast, and now I'm depending on my lights. So obviously no sunlight, not as pretty, but like look at these pins right here. These two buttons. People from our school GSA designed these two buttons and they are so cute. I love them so much. I love frogs, I love lavenders. These pins give me so much joy. People are honestly way too talented for me. I'm really proud of how this backpack came out. And now that this section of the decorating is over, I will be showing you guys what will tentatively be my backpack for senior year, because who knows, maybe I'll change it up as the year goes on. Let's start with the main pocket on my backpack. On the zipper, I have a glow-in-the-dark alien keychain that my brother got for me from Area 51, as well as a Chimmy hand sanitizer, because even though the world is no longer in a panic over the pandemic, it is still important to keep your hands clean of germs. The first thing I have in the main pocket is a 3-ring binder with a couple of dividers. I personally like using dividers with pockets since the handouts we get aren't always hole punched, and I'm too lazy to do it myself. I plan on using this binder for math since my math teachers have always required binders as the default form of organization. Next, I have 2 Spider-Man folders which I got in a set from Target. These are so cute. I love Spider-Man so much. Spider-Man No Way Home is definitely my current favorite movie. That movie made me cry a little bit of happiness when I saw the reappearance of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. Anyways, if you couldn't tell, I love these folders very much. One of them I plan on using to hold graph paper and math homework, and the other one I plan on using to hold line paper as well as loose handouts for all my humanities classes. Then I have this cute little composition notebook my friend got for me a couple years back. It is 160 pages, which is pretty darn thick. I plan on using this notebook for my AP Lit annotations because I expect we'll be reading a lot, and I personally don't really like annotating with post-it notes because it's so hard to read and use those sticky tabs at the same time. Next, I have my quote-unquote bullet journal. I don't really use it like a proper bullet journal. For me, it's more like an everything notebook. This is a Midori journal with a dot grid that I got from China a while ago, and I've used it for a couple years now, and I love it very much. Sometimes I use it for making to-do lists, sometimes for spreads about K-pop, sometimes for collages, and sometimes for taking notes. I have yet another small notebook. If you couldn't tell, I like smaller notebooks a lot. I used this last year for my A-push notes, but I only got around halfway through, so this year I'll try to finish up the notebook in my Gov and Econ classes. Wow, I have another small notebook, who would have thought? This is my little Daiso planner. It has little cats on the cover, and I couldn't resist because it was just so darn cute. I use this mainly for its monthly layouts where I write down events that are coming up, and it really helps me stay organized, especially if I have a busy month coming up. It also has a line section in the back which I use as a bit of a brain dump, scratch paper section a lot of the time. I also expect I'll be probably carrying around the required readings for AP Lit, so right now for our summer assignment, the book we have to read is Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison, and I haven't started it yet, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I'm pretty excited to start it. Also, look at my little dolphin bookmark. I got it at one of those elementary school book fairs, and it's still in such pristine condition. Here I have my graphing calculator. It's in the color rose gold. I use it all the time, even though I always forget to charge it. Of course, I gotta have my pencil bag. This one is really pretty. I bought it from China, and it has a little keychain which I usually zip into the bag so it doesn't get scratched up. I have some pretty default stuff in there, some ballpoint pens, some gel pens, a pencil, eraser, pretty standard things. In my laptop pocket, I have my laptop. It's a 13-inch 2016 MacBook Pro. It used to be my cousin's, and it's kind of hanging by its thread a lot of times, but it's still usable and it's served me well these past few years. Moving on to the small pocket, which has a bracelet my friend got me from Korea on the zipper. I don't really have much in this pocket because with all the pin backings in there, it's very, very small. The first thing I have is my AirPods. These are the first gen AirPods, and funny story, one time while I was in China, these fell into the lake and my cousin had to fish it out of the lake for me and leave it to dry. They still work great though. My friend got this AirPods case for me. It's so cute, and if you couldn't tell, I love frogs. I got this Hufflepuff lanyard from Universal Studios because I'm a Hufflepuff. Next, I just have my wallet, which is falling apart at the seams a little bit, my school ID card, a pad, and my phone, which would either be in here or in my pocket. Then, of course, last but not least, in the water bottle pocket, I have my water bottle. I have the 24-ounce Hydro Flask in this pretty green color, and TBH, I can barely finish half a bottle of this in a school day. I kind of need to get better about drinking water. And that's all for my backpack. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I wish you the best of luck in your next school year.